Welcome back, everybody. It's Christopher Bell coming from his mom's garage. We got a very interesting video to react to, and I've been waiting a while to react to this. I saw this, I listened to it, and it changed my life forever. I could not believe the genius of this young man that we're about to talk about, who's going to 40x the market in the next couple of years. You heard it right. A very large YouTuber who's very experienced in the markets, who's very well educated in business and finance, who understands accounting. He's got like 5 CPAs. He took the test 5 times. This young man, this prodigy, is going to teach us how to 40x in the market. Let's go ahead and react to this man. Who could it be? Oh, it's Sebastian. So apparently this young man is an investing prodigy, because I've never heard of anybody 40xing the market. But apparently he could just make a YouTube video, and it's common sense, bro. It's common sense. So let's listen to his master plan. Why don't we?
So I'm going to explain to you exactly what we need to do.
July taught every investor that you can't time the market. If you
Market timing is practically impossible. Don't time the market.
Cover that what matters more
is not timing the market.
should try and time the market.
Can't time the market.
So you might have heard by people that you can't time the market and it's better to just invest right now and have time in the market. That is true, but that also is kind of a myth, because there are definitely ways that you can time the market and make a lot more money. If you just keep money in the market, you're going to return 7 to 10% per year. But if you time the market, you can return 50, 100%, 500%, even 1,000% on your money.
Wow. Did you hear that insightful analysis right there? Did you know that if you kept your money in the market, you can get a 10% rate of return? So first of all, Sebastian knows the future rate of return of the S&P 500, right? And then number two, he's telling us that if instead of buying and holding stocks or crypto or whatever, if you just time the market, just time it, bro, you can get 1,000% return. Why not 1,000,000% return? If you could see the future, you could get an infinite return. You could become the first multi-trillionaire human being on the freaking planet, because you know how to time the market. It's as simple as that. Time the market, bro. But let's learn more. What exactly is he talking about? Now, he showed all these experts, right, that say don't time the market. And then we have some of the greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, all the heavyweights, right? They also say you shouldn't time the market. But apparently they're all lying to you, and somehow they're misleading you and screwing you over. But Sebastian Ghiorghiu, who's like, what, 24, a freaking kid, is saying that's all wrong. They've been misleading you. They've deceived you into staying in poverty. They instead are preventing you from getting 1,000% return. I wonder how he's going to do that
In a year, if you're good with your timing. Contrary to popular belief, the market is not an untamed beast. It's not a wild animal that's completely unpredictable. In fact, quite the opposite is kind of true. Almost everything that happens in the markets has some sort of reason as to why it happens. Whether there's uncertainty in the world because countries are invading other countries and people are scared, or because they're printing trillions of dollars or companies are making more money than ever before, markets drop. Usually there's a reason why markets respond the way that they do. And there is another variable called sentiment.
Hold on. Did he just say that companies are making more money than ever before and the markets drop? I don't understand that connection. If companies are making more money than ever before, wouldn't the market go up over time because earnings are growing over time? That makes absolutely no sense to me. But apparently he said, you know what? If you just look at the world, there's always connections to things that happen in the market. I mean, obviously, the market was going to react when Russia invaded Ukraine. Obviously, right? Well, the problem is, Sebastian, nobody freaking knew that, okay? Did anybody really guess that Russia was going to invade Ukraine? Did they know the exact date? Did they know how much it was going to affect oil? There were so many unknown factors that were in the future. That's why it's hard to time the market, because you're trying to guess the future. But he's breaking it down so simple. It's so simple. One cause, one effect. Interest rates go up, buy stocks. Interest rates go down, sell stocks. It's as simple as that, right? Right. I mean, everybody should be crushing the market because it's such a simple proposition.
Central planning that we have here in the United States. This is how our economic system here in the US runs, and this is also
okay. We have central planning in the United States. Now, of course, we have a pretty powerful government. I'm not going to dispute that we have a powerful federal government that is expanding its powers. And we do have pension systems. We have Social Security. We have Medicare. We have big government programs. But to say that the United States is centrally planned, well, let's go through these steps. The government controls the production. The government controls the production in the United States. Really? They control all the means of production? Oh, you think there's some Democrat sitting there going, oh, we're going to make X amount of toothbrushes, and we're going to make X amount of toothpaste, and we're going to make 20,000, we're going to grow 20,000 oranges. And no, that's not how it freaking works, okay? We're a very free market capitalist country. There is not some government bureaucrat or a bunch of clowns sitting in an office deciding what gets produced. That is communism. Where does this happen in the United States? Can somebody please explain to me? Okay, central planning point number 2. Opposes the free market and private ownership. There's no free market in the United States? Really? Oh, man, I guess my job that I have is because the government told me to have this job. Yeah. Private ownership. I don't own anything. I don't own my house. I don't own all the stocks that I invest in. I don't own my car. I don't own anything. The government controls everything. I can't start my own business in the United States, right? The government controls everything I do. Number 3, the government owns both land and capital. Okay, I'm sure the government owned some land, but the government does not own all the land, and they definitely don't own all the capital. What is this? How much to produce, how much to charge? The government decides how much we can produce and charge. That's interesting. You know, when I tutored somebody, I got a call from AOC. She told me I could only charge $75 because I wanted to charge $80. She said, nope, Chris, you better only charge $75 or I'm coming for you. Yeah, that happened. And then last, end market results. So apparently this is the United States. That's very interesting, Sebastian. I'm sure your wealth of knowledge in the your just life experience in general and your understanding of the world has led you to this conclusion. Okay, let's continue.
Present in other countries as well. And all that central planning means is that there is a central power that is able to control the financial markets in an economy based on some of the tools that they have at their disposal. And in the case of the US, we have the Federal Reserve, which is currently using their monetary policy to control the markets. And if that sounds complicated at all, I promise you it's not, and we're going to get into it and explain it. Luckily for us, with
oh, please explain to me central banking, Sebastian.
the Federal Reserve does is not only open to the public for everybody to see, but it's also pretty highly predictable. And this just means that we can observe what the Federal Reserve is doing and respond to them accordingly with our investments so that we can make the smartest investments at the smartest times. And I want you guys all to pay attention to this graph for an example right now. In this graph, we can clearly see that every time the federal funds rate or just the interest rate increases, the stock market falls.
Okay. On the top, I see stock market rates. Okay, so I see when interest rates go up, the federal funds effective rate goes up, stocks go down. Okay, I get it. You know, interest rates go up, stock prices go down. The question is, can you predict when the Federal Reserve is going to raise rates? Oh, it's easy, bro. It's so predictable. That's why everybody does it, right? Yeah. And another thing, what is a stock market rate? Could somebody explain that? I have no idea what a stock market rate is. Somebody explain that to me. Is that the value of the S&P 500? Is that what that means? Who is your editor, boy, young man? Okay. Interest rates go up, stock prices go down. But I also notice another thing. I notice another thing here. You see the trend line of the stock market? Oh, it goes up. So if you just dollar cost average, you're going to get the market rate of return. But you think you could perfectly time every single dip? Oh, it's just the Fed funds rate goes up, stocks go down. Well, I see a problem here, okay? I see Fed's fund rate going up and then a dip after, and then I see Fed funds rate go up and a dip after. But then I see dip and then Fed's fund rate goes up. So I don't understand. Does the federal funds rate affect the stock market before or after? Because I see different timings based on different time periods. I see different stock market crashes based on different areas and times of the Fed funds rate going up or down. So it's not an exact correlation, and that's why it's difficult. Sometimes the Fed's fund rate goes up and then the stock market crashes, but it looks like the Fed's fund rate went up here and then it went up. This chart doesn't make any. What does this chart mean? But it's so easy to predict. Oh, stock market rates go up and effective fund rates go up too and they go down. Yeah, okay. Makes total sense, Sebastian. I didn't know it was this easy.
Increasing interest rates tends to precede recessions. Now, the situation today is a little bit different because we are in a downtrend and there are other variables that cause the markets to fall, but you cannot deny the fact that increasing the interest rates does have a correlation to the markets falling down, and that these
What? When interest rates go up, stock prices go down? No way! You know, a kid in Finance 101 knows that, Sebastian. Seriously, is that what you're teaching us here? Finance 101? Wow, I'm not shocked you have almost 1 million subscribers. You are a prodigy. You took a Finance 101 class.
movements are not completely random. And to prove my point, I want to quickly tell you about someone named Bill Ackman.
It seems like all of Wall Street is against you.
As an investor, I am coldly, economically rational.
Bill Ackman turned $27 million into $2.6 billion in less than 1 month, right before the 2020 stock market crash happened.
How much money personally do you have?
You underestimate me.
Billionaire investor Bill Ackman. How are you expecting to invest in Bill Ackman, the next Warren Buffett?
What he did was he bought credit default swaps to bet against the corporate bond market. So it's a very similar situation to 2008 when they bought credit default swaps against the housing and bond market. And the idea is these markets are extremely, extremely safe. They are very unlikely to default. And so if they do, the payouts are extremely high. And Bill Ackman saw that there was a huge pandemic going on. He predicted that the value of these bonds would fall, and he was right. So he turned $27 million into $2.6 billion in less than a month. And
that's all you got to do, guys, is just trade credit default swaps and perfectly time the market with the next pandemic that happens. And you too will turn 27 million into 20 gazillion dollars or whatever he made. It's that, just trade credit default swaps, bro. Just be like Bill, because you have the same resources as Bill Ackman. 100%.
that is called perfect timing. Now, obviously, I'm not saying or expecting you guys to just go out there and make $2.6 billion like that, because you probably don't have $27 million to your name, and you probably are not a very, very savvy and experienced investor like Bill Ackman. On your own level and my own level, we can time the markets properly, and I'm going to give you an example of how someone like us did it. Some very normal, regular guys have also worked out that timing the market is entirely possible. I have a friend, Sam, who used to be one of those people that only bought index funds and waited. However, Sam told me about another friend he had who for some reason started getting into crypto sometime around October.
Of course, crypto, bro. Crypto, a fake coin on the internet that went up and it's full of scams and grifts and frauds and degenerates. It just buy crypto, bro. Because when it goes down, it's easy to time the bottom because it has such an easy to calculate intrinsic value, right? Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that Bitcoin can go to zero in a heartbeat? Did you know that? Do you want to know why? Because there are no intrinsic value. There is no intrinsic value to Bitcoin. It has zero cash flows. So you cannot buy the dip on cryptocurrency because there is no value. Its value is what everybody perceives it to be. And you know who everybody is? A bunch of clowns trading coins between each other. But Sebastian and his buddy if you just buy crypto, when it goes down, even though it could keep going down to zero, it could also go up a lot. See? Okay.
October 2020. This guy kept on trying to convince Sam that crypto was going to be far more profitable than index funds over the next little while, and eventually Sam gave up and decided to put a few $1,000s into crypto, and I think we all know just what happened next. Now, if that was the entire story, it wouldn't be a very special story, but the thing is, these guys knew exactly when to sell as well. As you can see here, they knew exactly when to sell 1/3 of their position.
Okay, they didn't know exactly when to sell because they could have sold up here at the very top, or they could have sold up here at the very top. So obviously, they didn't know exactly when to sell. They just got lucky. Now look at this, okay? You could have sold here. 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 There's 1,000 different places that you could have sold. Who could possibly know that after this kind of run-up, crypto would continue to go up? Nobody knows. If they did know, they would sell at the perfect tippy top, which he literally just shows right here that they didn't do it. That means they were lucky.
And when to start exiting these markets. Sam's friend later sold the rest of his stack sometime during October of 2021. And as you can see on the screen, that was also a pretty incredible time to sell everything. I want to remind you that
wasn't the top. If he knew, why didn't he sell the exact top? Timing the market perfectly, bro.
That all of these guys are literally just normal dudes like you and I, and they were just tracking things like market sentiment and risk levels. These guys were not.
Okay, look. Imagine there's millions of people trading crypto, right? And I'm sure there are. Imagine out of all of those people, one guy perfectly times the bottom and the top. And statistically, that's exactly what happens with every single crypto pump and dump. If there are enough people engaging and trading in it, there's going to be at least one or two people that perfectly timed it. But that doesn't mean that they know what they're doing. It means they got lucky. You got enough people participating, somebody's going to look like a genius. But statistically, it ain't going to be you. And if it is, you're probably not going to replicate it because you're just a clown that looks at stonks or charts and crypto going up and down, and you have no idea what you're freaking doing, okay? This is a joke. Oh, I know one guy. Bill Ackman did it with credit default swaps, and I know Billy Bob Thornton or whatever that he timed crypto perfectly, even though he didn't. And see, so you could just do that too, bro. Yeah.
Not hedge fund managers who were managing billions of dollars and crazy trading rigs. They were literally just using Binance. And I'm making this video right now to basically broadcast to the entire world that there is an incredible, incredible opportunity right at our face. Because the Federal Reserve has been
I'm not going to say it.
consistently and aggressively raising interest rates, the markets have responded and have responded very well. All markets are down. Crypto is down, real estate is dropping and down. There's been insane crashes in the last couple of months, and it's only going to continue to get worse. And that's why when you look back at my tweet, you can see that step one is the Fed slows down on their interest rate hikes. Step two is they stop. And then step three is they start cutting those rates back down. So when they raise the rates, they are pulling money out of the market. And what happens is the value of assets goes down. And when they lower the rates, they are putting money back into the market and the value.
Wholesaling real estate is where we're able to take property, put those properties under contract,
of assets go up. We know that by watching what the Fed does, we can actually sort of predict what the financial markets will do. So how does this actually help us make money? And there's just one more thing I want you guys to understand before I get into our game plan. And this part is going to explain perfectly that tweet that I made that everybody on Twitter agreed with. And what that is, the Federal Reserve's timeline from going from being hawkish or raising interest rates to curb inflation, to dovish or cutting interest rates to allow for economic expansion. So anytime you hear hawkish, associate that with raising interest rates. And when you hear dovish, associate it with cutting interest rates. In simple.
He's so wise. God, how long is, 16 minutes? Okay, we're not watching this whole thing. Let's go look at his tweet. Okay, so here's the genius. Interest rate hikes slow down. Yes, everybody knows they're going to slow down. It's a matter of when. Interest rate freezes 2023. When? That's a whole freaking year. Interest rates come down. Interest rates back, come down. Okay. Oh, this kid, man. Market bottoms 2023 or 2024. So sometime within 2 years, there's going to be a market bottom. Buy everything. So buy an index fund. RE and stocks, boom. Okay, sure, you buy an index fund, fine. Bitcoin halving. Okay, what is so a coin is a fake coin is halving. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. Okay, you know there's plenty of crypto coins that have gone to zero. You know, have you seen that before? It happens all the time. Okay, but it's just gonna have, and that's somehow it's gonna go up, bro. Crypto booms. Because crypto has such a long and distinguished history in our culture, okay, and in our in the finance world. Fake coins that are now being hammered by the SEC. The SEC is cracking down on these coins, and they have no intrinsic value. But somehow they're going to boom because interest rates down and Bitcoin halving. Okay, and then sell everything in 2025 or 2026, incurring massive long-term capital gains taxes. And even then, you're somehow going to 40x your net worth. 40x if you buy the dip right now. Can you imagine 40xing your money because you buy the dip sometime in 2023 or 2024? What is Bitcoin now? 21,000? Okay, we'll say it's 20,000. So if we 40x, right? Apparently Bitcoin is going to go to $800,000. Roughly. We're going to 40x, bro. It's easy. Because you're definitely not going to 40x with stocks. And you're definitely not going to 40x it with real estate. But I guess crypto is going to 40x. So our biggest coin, Bitcoin, is going to go to $800,000, $1 million. Obviously. Why not? They're cutting rates, bro. What an absolute... God, this... How is this allowed? Okay, this is a successful person. This is a joke. All right, let's do some comments. Time the market like a hoe, bro. Sebastian is cool, bro. I don't know what people are hating on. My channel is going to be similar. You didn't see why I hate on him? Crypto! Buy crypto, bro! The guy's a clown. 1,000% of the year. He's going to 40x, bro. He's cool in person. He says a lot of polarizing things like this just for views. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can just spout garbage out. And, but I'm just doing it for the views. I'm pumping crypto and telling young people to buy crypto and they're going to 40x, but it's just for the views and so I can polarize and cause drama. Yeah. It's freaking disgusting. Let's see. Chris would listen to AOC.
Chris, why are you charging? The government said you only charge $75, not $80.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see. The stock market doesn't go instantly up after the Fed's increase. We don't have to predict. We wait for them to tell us. And you're going to 40x your net worth by buying stocks now in 2023. You're not going to 40x, okay? But apparently Bitcoin's going to $800,000 or something. Oh, yeah. You know what you should really do, ladies and gentlemen? If you just dollar cost average into a tax advantage account, you'll be fine, okay? You don't have to worry about, Fed rates and Fed funds rate and the stock market rates. Just dollar cost. It's not hard. This is not hard, okay? All right, any more comments? Okay, I will just put my life. Yeah, just trade credit default swaps, bro, like Bill Ackman did. It's easy. Bitcoin to 1 million. Yeah, 800,000 apparently. It's going to 40x. Make more videos about me, fat boy. Yes, sir. I will get right on that. Let's see. AOC is hot, though. I disagree. All right, guys. That's my reaction to Sebastian Ghiorghiu. Now it's time to have dinner. Cheers.